before going into the poem, we have to know who is Gibb Battle. Gibb Battle is an important figure in the history of modern Indian poetry in English. That means he writes modern English poetry and he is basically from India. The poem on killing a tree was included in the poems within quotation, published by Nizim Escail in 1966. 1966 এ কবিতাটা পাবলিশ হয় পোয়েমস নামক একটি কাব্যগ্রন্থে। In the poem, the poet gives a vivid description of the killing of a tree. So we will get a kind of vivid picture, description, man's cruelty towards the nature through this poem. But before that, we will discuss about the style of the poem. Now, in this poem, we will find personification. Here, the poet Gibb Battle personifies the tree. The tree has the vitality for life like a human being. So, tree is here presented as human being. The second thing is irony. The poem is purely ironical. Now, what do you mean by irony? In irony, what is meant is stated its contrary. That means যেটা বলা হবে তার ঠিক উল্টোটা আমাদের বুঝতে হবে. We have to understand what is not told by the poet clearly. So the poem is basically an ironical poem, and the irony lies in man's killing at his best friend. So tree is man's best friend, but he is killing it, and the poet is giving the description, the full description, how to kill a tree. So the poem is basically ironical. We will be discussing this thing later on. And the third one is symbol. The poem is full of different kind of symbols, and these symbols actually represents life and death. Different kinds of words, different types of words are used, like feeding, absorbing, sunlight, air, water, sprouting leaves, heel, green twigs, etc., etc. So this word that I said just now reflects reflects growth and life. On the other hand, we will get a bunch of words and phrases like jab of the knife, hack, chop, etc., etc., like at the end of the poem, scorching, choking, frowning, hardening, twisting, withering. All these things suggest the violence, death, etc., etc. So some of the words indicates growth or life, and some of the words and phrases are there that indicates violence and death. So these two symbols are presented through these poems. So this is actually the tools, techniques the poet uses here. Now, if we come to the pure style, the poem is written in free verse. Now, what is free verse? Free verse means without regular rhythm, without regular rhyme scheme. So we will not get a pure rhythm or rhyme scheme here as you have found other poems in your syllabus. The poet actually uses here syncopated rhythm. Now, what is syncopated rhythm? Syncopated rhythm means variety of rhythms placed together. So different kinds of rhythms are placed together in this poem, and this is a free verse written in the free verse. Now we will discuss about the theme or the subject matter of the poem. As I have already mentioned that the poem actually gives us a vivid picture of man's cruelty towards nature. Here the poet presents the theme of violence. That's we the human being, how insensible we are, that we destroy our own environment that gives us life. So this is the selfish greed of mankind which kill trees for the temporary gain. So this thing is highlighted, but this thing is highlighted in a slight different way. The poet doesn't say that you or we as a human being cannot destroy or cut tree. Rather, the poet is describing the process of killing a tree, and this is where the irony stands. That means যেটা আমি প্রথমে বলেছিলাম, the poem is ironical. এই জিনিসটা তোমাদের ভালো করে বুঝতে হবে. The poet is not going to say that protect trees, should not kill a trees. Rather, he is describing the process of killing trees, and this is the irony of the poem. Now towards we will be reading the poem line by line and try to understand the meaning of the poem. I can just divide the poem in two sections. In the first section, the poet is describing the process of killing a tree, and the second portion will be discussing later on. Thus, just have a look on the first section. It takes much time to kill a tree, so the poet uses the word directly kill. A tree is personified, and kill means to destroy it completely. So it's not an easy task to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife. The meaning of the jab is short thrust. নিচে দেখো দেওয়া আছে. In Bengali it is জোরে আঘাত করা. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. So a sudden blow, a sudden rough blow cannot kill a tree. We cannot kill a tree by sudden blow or jab of a knife. Why? Because it has grown slowly, consuming the earth. Now, what is the meaning of consuming? The word consuming here means sucking. That means the tree has grown up. গাছটা বড় হয়ে উঠেছে কিভাবে? By consuming, by feeding upon the earth. Earth means here it stands for soil. So taking nutrients, the life-giving elements from the soil, এই গাছটা, the tree grows slowly and gradually by taking everything he needs from the earth, from the soil. Now in the next line you can see here rising out of it. Now what is meant by rising out of it? Here rising means moving upward, মানে বড় হয়ে ওঠা. Rising out of it, so rising out of the earth, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air and water. Now feeding upon means eating, and here crust stands for the outer layer part of the earth, soil. ভূপৃষ্ঠের ওপরই ত্বককে বলা হয় এখানে, ওপরের দিকের যে ত্বক সেটাকে বলা হয়েছে crust. So feeding upon its crust, the tree has grown up gradually. It has drawn its nutrients, resources from the top layer of the earth. And absorbing means taking something, especially slowly. So here absorbing years of ... Absorbing years of মানে taking the sunlight, the air, water gradually year after year. The tree, গাছটি আমাদের বড় হয়ে উঠেছে. So the tree has grown, the tree grows slowly, gradually by taking all these things, absorbing all these things. There is sunlight, air and water from the earth. And out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. Now, this word is very much important for the examination. What do you mean by leprous? The meaning is given here relating to leprosy, a kind of skin disease. The leprous means here discolored. So the roughness, that the marks of the skin, it refers to a person who is suffering from the leprosy, affected by leprosy. বিবর্ণ খসখসে. So out of this leprous hide, discolored uneven skin, sprouting leaves. Now sprouting means coming out, producing, beginning to grow leaves. So leaves actually come out of the discolored bark of the tree. So we cannot kill a tree so easily. It will sprout, coming round, grow. So in the next stanza, so hack and chop. Now what is mean by hack? Hack means cut with heavy blow, ভীষণ জোরে আঘাত করা, কোপ দেওয়া যাকে আমরা বলি. And chop means cut to pieces. নিচে দেখো দেওয়া আছে এখানে, তো cut to pieces. So hack and chop, but these alone won't do it. We cannot kill a tree by hacking and chopping. A simple blow stroke with a knife cannot kill a tree. So if we cut into pieces with a heavy blow, the tree will not die. Not so much pain will do it. That means chopping and hacking will give pain to the tree, but it will not kill the tree. Because again I am expressing the line will do it. Will do it means will serve the purpose. So hacking and chopping will not serve the purpose of killing the tree. The bleeding bark will heal. Now what do you mean by bleeding bark? Bleeding means যেখানে রক্ত ঝরছে যেখান থেকে, যে wound বা যে ইনজুরি থেকে, but it here refers to the flow of the sap from the bark of the tree. গাছকে কোপ দিলে গাছের থেকে যে রস স্যাপটা বেরিয়ে আসে সেটাকে এখানে রক্তের সঙ্গে তুলনা করা হয়েছে. The bleeding bark will heal. Now what do you mean by will heal? The word heal means become normal again, be cured. ছেড়ে ওঠা, কাম রাউন্ড। সো ব্লিডিং বার্ক, এই যে ব্রোকেন পার্ট অফ দ্য ট্রি where from blood is coming out, sap of the bark coming out, it will be cured. And from close to the ground, from close to the ground মানে from the remaining part of the tree, from the remaining part of the যেখান থেকে কাটা হয়েছে তার পরের অংশ থেকে will rise, will rise মানে grow, মানে আবার জন্ম নেওয়া, স্প্রাউট অর গ্রো। কি গ্রো করবে? Curled green twigs, and this phrase is very much important and it will come in the examination, so mind it. Curled, কার্ল মিন্স কার্লি, কুঞ্চিত, যেটাকে বাংলায় আমরা বলি কার্লি হেয়ার, যেমন আমরা জানি। কার্ল গ্রিন টুইগস, নাও গ্রিন টুইগস রেফার্স টু দ্য স্মল টেন্ডার ব্রাঞ্চ অফ এ ট্রি। তোমরা ছবিতেও দেখতে পাচ্ছ, একটা ছবি দেখা আছে, আ ভেরি থিন টেন্ডার স্মল ব্রাঞ্চ অফ এ ট্রি। সো ভেরি স্মল থিন ব্রাঞ্চেস অফ গ্রিন লিভস উইল গ্রো অন দ্য রিমেনিং পার্ট অফ দ্য ট্রি, যেখান থেকে কাটা হয়েছে সেখান থেকে আবার বেরিয়ে যাবে। So small tender branch is equal to twigs. Miniature boughs, and these twigs are called miniature boughs. Now boughs আমরা জানি হচ্ছে branches of tree, here large branches of tree. So large branches of trees are the miniature. Now miniature কথার অর্থ কি? মানে very small, very small. So miniature boughs. So now twigs are actually the miniature boughs. It will become boughs or the big branches of the tree in future. So twigs is equal to miniature boughs. টুইগদেরকে বলা হয়েছে ভবিষ্যতের বড় শাখা প্রশাখা হিসেবে দেখানো হয়েছে। which if unchecked, যদি আমরা এগুলোকে আনকন্ট্রোলড অবস্থায় রাখি, if we cannot control or check these things, will expand again to former size. Expand মানে to become larger in size, former মানে earlier, আগের মতো, it will again be big like earlier, larger in size, the branches of the trees. So the green twigs sprout out of the remaining part of the chopped tree will become large branches in future time, not now, in future time. The poet wants to mean that if we do not control now, if we do not check, if we do not trim now, then the small twig, green tender twigs of the tree will grow into the size, into the large size of formal branches. তো তাই অত সহজে গাছটাকে আমরা কাটতে পারবো না, to its former size, that means the earlier size. So we cannot kill a tree, it's in an easy way. Now we will be seeing, the poet now will discuss how to kill a tree, how to really kill a tree. Because the poet still now এতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত describes that we cannot kill a tree, and now he will be giving that yes, we can kill a tree in the process, in the following process. So we will find a kind of logical development. What he says, no, the root is to be pulled out, the root is to be pulled out. Now pulled out, root is to be pulled out means we have to uproot the tree. Now pulled out, the word is very much important. Pulled out means taken out with great force. So we have to pull out the trees, uproot the trees out of its anchoring earth. Now anchoring earth means here, as a ship is tied to land, the tree is tightly held in the earth with its roots. So there is a kind of comparison. Again I am repeating the line, keep it in your mind. Anchoring earth means as the ship is tied to land, in the same way a tree is tightly held in the soil with its roots. So here earth is called anchoring. মূলের দ্বারা গাছেরা যেমন ভূপৃষ্ঠে দৃঢ়ভাবে আটকে থাকে, সেই কথাটা এখানে বলা হয়েছে। So out of this anchoring earth, it is to be roped. It is to be roped means to tie with a rope, দড়ি দিয়ে বাঁধা। It is to be roped, the tree is to be tied with a tree, snapped out, roped, tied and pulled out, snapped out. বাঁধতে হবে, pull out মানে আবার taken out with great force, and snap out means হিচড়ে টেনে তুলে ফেলা, jerked out with great force, jerked out. That means here snap out means broken with a sharp noise, টেনে গাছটিকে ছিঁড়ে ফেলতে হবে। First of all we have to tie the tree, that means with a rope, and then we have to jerk it out or we have to uproot the tree completely, fully, jerk out with great force, or pulled out entirely. Otherwise, we have to uproot the tree entirely, completely আমাদেরকে এটাকে uproot করে ফেলতে হবে। যেমনটা তোমরা ছবিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছ, as we can see from the picture, that pulling out entirely or uproot the tree. So pull out entirely out of the earth cave. Now, what do you mean by earth cave? If we uproot a tree completely, fully, a cave-like hollow space can be found there. A cave-like hollow space. গুহার মতন একটা hollow space can be found out there in the soil, মাটিতে. So the root actually fill the hollow. So earth cave properly refers to the space inside the earth, and the space is like a cave, hollow space. So earth cave, out of its earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. This is very much important. Now, strength means the firmness of the tree. গাছের যে শক্তি will be exposed, will be showed, revealed to everyone. Now, what is this strength of the tree? We know actually the strength of the tree is the root of the tree. Here, root is referred by this phrase. 2 or 3 lines will describe about the root, and question will come in the examination from here. So the strength of the tree exposed, that means the root of the tree will be exposed, will be revealed to everyone, and this is the source, white and wet. So the root is the source because through it, this is the origin. It refers to the root of a tree, that it collects all the nutrients, all the resources from the earth. So it is the source, and it is white, and it is wet. White and wet কেন আমরা জানি, it actually describes the root of the tree. Now, the most sensitive, it is also the sensitive part. That means sensitive means it also refers to the sensitive feelings of human being. You know, the tree is here personified, so when the poet uses the word sensitive, it actually refers to human being, hidden for years inside the earth. And we generally know this tree is hidden, concealed, remain invisible, concealed অবস্থায় থাকে in the soil, so it is hidden. So according to the poet, the root is the most sensitive part of a tree because it responds quickly to any stimulus. যারা সায়েন্সের স্টুডেন্ট তারা ভালোভাবে বুঝতে পারবে, it quickly responds to any kind of stimulus, and this tree remains invisible, concealed, লুকিয়ে থাকে, to all as it grows under the earth, under the soil. So here root is expressed. Now the poet will describe the next procedure, the next step of killing a tree. Then the matter of scorching and choking. Now, scorching and choking. Scorching means we know burning, and choking means unable to breathe, making someone unable to breathe. শ্বাস নিতে যেন না পারে সেই ব্যবস্থা করা, তাকে বলি আমরা making unable someone to breathe. So scorching and choking. So this is the procedure of drying up the tree. So after uprooting the tree, the next procedure is to dry up the tree. So in how do we scorch and choke the tree? In sun and air. Interestingly, the sun and air, which gives it life, again they will scorch and choke the tree. The tree will be exposed to the sun and the air, সূর্যালোক এবং বাতাস, এবং এগুলি গাছগুলোকে শুকিয়ে ফেলবে, ড্রাই আপ করে দেবে। Browning, hardening, twisting, withering, all this word with ing word is used here. Now browning means we know that making it brown, and hardening means making it hard, twisting means bent, twist means bent, then withering means drying. So the process is actually withering, making it hard, making it brown, and we can easily twist it. So we cannot generally use a tree just uprooting or cutting. After just cutting and uprooting, we cannot use it. So to make it furniture or other things, we have to make it brown and hard by twisting and withering. শুকিয়ে ফেলে. So the uprooted tree is to be exposed to the sunlight and air for its drying. And now the procedure. browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Browning and withering means the tree is to be left in the sun till it browns, twists and become dry. এটাকে সূর্যে ফেলে রাখা হবে সূর্যের আলোকে. The tree is to be left, the uprooted tree is to be left in the sun till it becomes brown in color, it twists and becomes completely dry. So it actually refers to the process of making the tree lifeless. So we have to kill its life completely and then it is done. So this last line is very important. Now what is done? Done here, it is done, it refers to the killing of the tree. So the procedure is now completed after uprooting, drying up the tree. So that's why I have told that the poem is of two theme is there. The procedure is described in two different paragraphs. The first paragraph, the poet describes that we cannot kill a tree easily because the tree has grown up years after years, collecting, absorbing, consuming nutrients, resources from the sunlight, earth, soil, air, etc. etc. The twig will come out. আমরা যেখান থেকে গাছটাকে কাটবো, the twig will come out and again it will be a big tree, the big branches of the tree. But in the next stanza, the poet describes, yes, we can kill a tree, but for killing a tree we have to go through two different procedures. What are the procedure? The first one is we have to uproot the tree completely by tying, snapping, pulling out, etc., etc., from its earth cape. And the poet described the root of the tree, that is wet, hidden, sensitive, the main source and the strength of the tree. And at last he described the procedure of drying up the tree. Drying up means the complete procedure of killing a tree. So this is the theme of the poem. Different type of questions will come. We'll be discussing the questions and the answer later on. So first of all, try to concentrate on the style and the format. Now what is the style? Again, I am summing up. The poem is in free verse. That means no particular rhyme scheme is there. It is full of irony. Irony is there and divided into two parts. So this is the style of the poem. And regarding the theme of the poem, it describes the inhuman activity of human being towards our nature. But the poet never says that we should protect the trees, should not kill the trees and start afforestations. Rather, he gives this message indirectly. And as he gives this message indirectly, we refer the poem as ironical. So this is the theme of the poem. You have to keep in mind other things, that where and which year the poem was published. Again, I am saying that the poem was published this much today. Again, we will be in 19 another thing.